welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. In this video I am going to be sharing with you my completed pages for the month of June 2024. But before I get into them, I just want to say a huge thank you so much for everyone's positive feedback and understanding on my latest video. And that was the announcement regarding buddy colours, just to say that, you know, I had bitten off more than I could chew, and I was just feeling really overwhelmed, and it was causing a lot of anxiety. It was really becoming a huge trigger for me. So I sort of cancelled all of my pre-existing buddy colours and just sort of wiping the slate clean and starting afresh. So for everyone who left a comment on that video, and those of you who have reached out, I would just like to say thank you so much for understanding and, you know, being so patient with me. It means a lot, so thank you so much. So before I show you my completed pages, there are a few that I started towards the end of June that haven't been finished, but I do want to carry them over to July. So the first one is this stunning book. This is Green Portraits by Lana Green, and this was a gift from my gorgeous friend Jane at Coloured with Love, and I finally made a start in here, and it's this one. So at the moment she has just got a base of alcohol markers, as you can see there. So it hasn't got any pencil work on this at the moment. I've just based her hair, skin, eyes, lips and the shawl that she is wearing. So I'll be getting her completed in July. Such a stunning book, and I'm really happy that I've finally sort of plucked up the courage to make a start. The next one is Art Therapy Grand Classique Disney. This is by Hatchet Heroes, and again this is my first page started in this book, and I'm working on this one. I absolutely adore Madam Mim, and when I saw this page in the book I knew this was one of the ones, you know, as a contender for, like, you know, which book to work through first. Which page to work on first. But my best friend Connor, bless him, yeah, he helped me choose this one, and I'm really glad he did because I love it. So the skin, almost all of the skin on Marilyn is done, and that is just with 2 polychromos pencils. I've just got this arm here to do, and then Mim's body is based again with water-based markers, and then I've shaded her with oh my goodness, words, polychromos, and I have used some Caran d'Ache Pablos as well, and a white Caran d'Ache Luminance. So yeah, this page is, you know, I don't mind it being a slow process, but everything that you see on here at the moment, apart from the skin, was based with Crayola Super Tips and the Statler dual-ended markers. And then a new to me book. I haven't hauled this one yet, but I did manage to get my grubby little paws on this one. This is Le Grand Carré Disney Petit Poupée by Hatchet Heroes, and I ordered this from Amazon France, and I'm currently working on this one, the Tinkerbell page. I'm working on this at the moment, and again this is based with alcohol markers. I used a Bic Intensity for the dark green here on the vine in the background, and then I've gone in with Polychromos for some shading at the moment. I'm kind of hoping I might get this one finished tonight, but yeah, I don't know. I am recording this on the night of Sunday the 30th of June, so it's about 10 o'clock ish. So yeah, I thought I would just do this now whilst the kids are in bed. And then the other book, which is reasonably new to me as well, is this beautiful book. I think this is Polar Bear's Adventure Cruise or something like that. And this was purchased from Amazon Japan, and I started a page in here yesterday. If I can, there we go, started this one. I love this page. Every single page in this book is stunning, and that was just done with a couple of Polychromos pencils so far, and I really like how that's turned out. I think I used 3 colours for the sand, and I can imagine how I want the page to look. So I do have a colour palette and a plan in mind for this page, but I'm so sorry, excuse me. I don't think I don't think this will take too long. But with anything really, I've been finding that I'm really enjoying working with pencils lately, and so I'm getting a lot less pages coloured each month. But I don't care. I'm just having so much fun with the pages that I am working on, and I'm enjoying kind of taking my time with the pencil shading and stuff. So that's the pages that I will be carrying over into July. It sounds crazy saying July, doesn't it? Absolutely bonkers. Right, let me just grab my Ruby Charms, because then I can tell you my my stats as well. Okay, so out of the pages I'm going to show you, hang on, how many did I do altogether? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've done 13 pages, which is a big improvement on May. I think May, yeah, I completed 6 pages in May. So I've done 13 this month. So 2 of them are colour by numbers. 1 is a Disney page. 9 pages were whips, which I'm really, really chuffed about. 4 were buddy colours, and 5 pages were from the hashtag June Colour Your Hoard, which is hosted by the lovely ladies Lavella and T. So 5 previously untouched books now have a page coloured. Okay, so I'm going to start with this beautiful book. Let me zoom out a smidge. So this is Colouring Adventures by Colour, and this was a previously untouched book, and I completed this one. And this was just done with Sharpies and Bic Intensity markers, and then a Uniball Signo in sparkling silver. So really, really simple, nothing fussy about this page at all, but I like the colours and it was just a quick and easy one. So that was that one. Next I have Colour by Number Animals. This is by Jade Summer. And I completed 2 in here. So I completed the owl. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm working through this in order, this book. So I completed the owl and the dog. Really, really lovely, and I just use my Ohuhu alcohol markers on these pages, and I think they turn out so beautiful. The colours are really bold. I love the line art. Yeah, they turn out beautifully. I mean, you'll probably see it quite a bit on the owl. I had to sort of go in with a white jelly roll just to tidy up a few of the edges where, my marker has sort of bled over. But yeah, that's okay. So the next page is the dolphin. Really looking forward to doing this. And this is a project book with my amazing best friend Connor. He has got a channel here on YouTube, so anyone that I mention with a channel I will link in the description for you. The next book that I worked from was Kawaii Tarot by Lulu Mayo, and this was a whip for a really long time. It was this page here, and I came back and finished it. I did start shading down here with my Pablo pencils, but I was just not feeling the best, and I was like, no, I can't continue with the shading. So I just sort of left that. But I really do like how this one turned out, and I used quite a lot of mixed media on this page. Can you see there, if I can catch all that shine and sparkle there around the cherry blossoms as well? So this one was for my hashtag, which is hashtag Whipping the Whips 2024, and it also went for, again, Lavella and T's hashtag, which was June Colour Your Hoard 2024. Sorry, I'm trying to take my post-it note off, but I've ripped a little bit of the paper. So on this one, I used water-based markers and Ohuhu alcohol markers to base the page, as you'll see there on the reverse. I wasn't too worried about the writing on the back, because these pages here at the front, they're, for all intents and purposes, they're pretty much single-sided, but the ones in the back where we've got the smaller ones, they are double-sided, so I won't be able to use alcohol markers on those. So I made the most of that luxury on this page. And then I shaded this with my Caran d'Ache Pablo pencils and also my Helix pencils, which I did purchase for my budget-friendly supply series. So I purchased those pencils for that, and I must say they were hard work, but they didn't do bad at all. I think for a budget-friendly pencil, they actually did pretty well, considering. And then I used the Artistro glitter paint markers. That was to go around the pink cherry blossoms here, so you can see like a sparkly outline. And that was the Artistro glitter paint markers. I used Jelly Roll White to go over the black lines here on these white spaces for the water. And then I used the black Jelly Roll Glaze for this sort of wand here, and then the oars for these little bunnies. So if you can see it there. I'm looking at this page now and I'm thinking I could have done a lot better with the white, you know, going over the lines on this, but at a distance it doesn't look too bad. I used the Renaissance watercolour paint in the colour, it was number 3. So I don't know if that was like a Countdown to Christmas palette. I can't remember, but it was for this sort of silvery white colour here for these little areas in the water. Really, really lovely. And I also used the Art Spirits watercolour paint in True Silver and Fool's Gold. So yeah, they worked absolutely beautiful. The Fool's Gold is there on the stars. Yeah, really, really pretty. I used Posca pen for the turquoise border here, which is such a gorgeous colour. It's really lovely. I think that was one of the pastel colours that I got. And then I used the Uniball Signo in metallic gold, and that was for the handle here on this sword, and then some detailing up here on the wing. And I used Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic in silver for, you know, some other little bits and pieces, and also this pink for the cherry blossom petals, the few random ones dotted around. That's a Pentel Dual Metallic as well. And then this blue here, the metallic blue, that is a Jelly Roll Metallic, that one. So yeah, I'm really glad to have my first page in this book done. And like I said, I wish I could have shaded all of it, all the water, you know, as I started down here in this sort of corner, but I just wasn't feeling it, you know, and by that time I just wanted the page done. I wanted it finished, so I just pushed ahead, and yeah, not my best, but I do still really like it. I think it turned out really, really pretty. I then worked in the Disney mini portraits. This is the bookmarks by Hatchet Heroes, and I did this one of Olaf. So on this one I used the Bic Intensity markers for the background and for Olaf's, not his nose, his like his arms and the little sprigs for like his hair. And then I used Ohuhu markers for his nose and the background pink and lilac there. I went around all the lines on the snowflakes in the background with a Uniball Signo Noble Metal in silver. And then I used some of my Nouveau Mermaid Parade stars just to put them in the middle where some of these snowflakes had like a star in the middle. So I added a confetti star instead for a bit of sparkle. Yeah, I was sort of like, I don't know, maybe a third of the way through going over the lines, and I was like, I don't know if I like how that looks. But I look at it now and I think it's not too bad. When I hit it in the light like that, I think, oh, it's a bit much. But I do still really like it. And then I just use a couple of polychromos just to shade a tiny little bit on the background here, and a little bit of a really, really pale blue there on Olaf, just to take away that stark whiteness from him. But yeah, that's my second bookmark in this set done. The other one I completed was a Daisy Duck one. So yeah, I'm loving these, and they are lovely for just, if you just want something quick and, you know, not stressful. These are wonderful for that, and it's Disney, so what's not to love? Okay, the next book is Characters Through Worlds and Times by Christine Karen. This was a whip, so again, this goes for my hashtag Whipping the Whips 2024, and also hashtag Colour Your Hoard. And I did start this in May, so this was for hashtag Mermaid 2024 as well. And here she is. I love how she turned out. I think she turned out really, really lovely. So on this one, I based her with my Ohuhu alcohol markers, and then I shaded the page with my Caran d'Ache Poblos, my Luminance, and my Polychromos. So yeah, they worked really, really lovely on this paper. All of her skin tone is with my polys. I don't I'm not experienced or practiced in doing skin tone with my Pablos or my luminance pencils, so I tend to be safe and stick to what I know. So I used my Polychromos on her skin, but there are, I think, maybe like a live stream or a colour and chat, something like that, where I was working on her on the channel as well. I used a Jelly Roll White pen, and that is just to add the highlights on these little sort of pearls in her hair and her pearl bracelet here, and just a few little highlights in her eyes. And I really like how I coloured the pearls. I used like a kind of like a grey, a blue and a pink, and I think they turned out really, really pretty. I didn't put any shine or anything on them because I glitzed her up. I put a coat of the Mod Podge Extreme Glitter all over her, and I just think it looks so lovely when, you know, when the light hits. It's kind of like, wow, really, really pretty. I used Graby acrylic paint pens and also Posca pens for the highlights. So there's kind of like a little bit, I don't know if you can really see it, the Graby paint pens are in her hair, but that one sort of just started glooping and splodging everywhere, so that pen had it. And then my Posca pens, I used the pastel yellow just for some highlights on the flower and on her fins and tail and things like that. So for the background, I used my Shuttle Art gel crayons to do this sort of this colour here on the bottom, to make it look like she was kind of laid on the seabed there, and then really lovely blue there as well. So that was the Shuttle Art gel crayons, and then I just got a circular stencil and a silver Pentel Hybrid dual metallic, and just added some circles in the background as well for a little bit of interest and a bit of extra shine. So yeah, I know she took me a while, but I really am happy with how she turned out. The only thing that I look at now, and it just bothers me a little bit, is where I had used the blue gel crayon, where I had obviously shaded her tail and things with the yellow pencils. It's pulled, I've obviously caught the tail when I've been using the gel crayons, and it's kind of made the blue go kind of like a dirty green sort of colour here. But you know, it's okay, it's fine. But I think apart from that, I'm really, really happy with how she turned out. So I love the colour of her hair, and that is just such a stunning book. I'm really loving Christine's artwork. Okay, and then I worked in mine Rice Dash Roper. Zoom in. Yeah, so this one was my buddy colour with Dana. This was the first page that I had completed in the month of June. I started it in May, so this goes for hashtag whipping the whips. And like I said, it was a buddy colour with the beautiful Dana from Dana's Colouring Obsession here on YouTube. So as you can see, I made quite a list of different things I used on this page. I have quite a lot thrown at it. I don't know if you can see all the shine and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's got quite a lot on this page. So I used the Amazon Basic pencils, my Polychromos and also my Prismacolor pencils for all of the pencil work on this page. I used Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic and also the Pentel Metallic brush pens in gold. So that was, okay, the Pentel Dual Metallic was the pink down here. And then the brush pen, I think the brush pen was the gold around here, if I remember correctly. I used Uniball Signo metallic gold and metallic silver, so you will see that on the suitcases here and also on our camper van, which is very cute. I love the colour of that. I think that was really, really pretty. I used Statler Triplus fine liners for some, some little kind of details on some of the windows, the trim on the bucket, a little bit I think on the buildings here for like the brickwork and stuff, just like the little fiddly bits. I used jelly roll glaze in black and clear. So the black is on like these bits, the window frames, the tyres, a bit on the suitcases, and then the clear is on the windows on all of the buildings. Just to give it a little bit of dimension, a little bit of interest. And then for the watercolour work, which was the base of the building, the clouds, the sky, that was done with a mixture of my Kuretake watercolour palette, which I absolutely adore, and also my Creative Peak palette. And yeah, they worked great. Little bit of bleed through from the pink, just where I was a little bit sort of heavy-handed with it, but apart from that, it's good. And the page, even though it's buckled a little bit, it's not, it's no biggie. It's no big deal, but I like the sound. Like when you use water mediums and pages go a little bit crispy. I really like the sound. I used the Fool's Gold watercolour paint by Rebecca at the Art Spirits. And it's this one here, which is stunning. Absolutely beautiful. I used crystal stickles on the rays of the sun here, which I think maybe was a step too far, but who cares? It sparkles. And I also, as you can see, added again some more of those Nouveau Mermaid Parade stars on the page, and I just put those where Rita had already drawn in stars. On this one, I used Glossy Accents by Ranger on the windows here of the camper van, just to give that really extra glossy look to them. I felt like the windows on the buildings were a bit too small for the glossy accents, whereas I had a little bit more of a space to play with here. So I used the glossy accents on those, and then white Posca to outline the pink clouds and just, add some little dots and just go over some details there that Rita had put in for us. I can also see here on these leaves, that was a Super Golden marker by Lightwish. And then there's some Jelly Roll metallic dotted around as well. But yeah, I like how this one turned out. I like the purples and browns of the buildings. I think they look quite nice together. So yeah, getting some really nice pages done in here actually. So, but I need to pick something more towards the back of the book and towards the middle, because I've got a few done in the front now. So yeah, they're absolutely beautiful, and that is my favourite Rita Bearman book as of this present moment in time. So another Rita Bearman book that I worked in was Mein Frühlingsspaziergang, which I think is my spring walk, and this was a double page whip for a while, and it's also my first completed page in the book, and it's this one. And I honestly, guys, I'm so proud of how this turned out. I haven't written down what I used on it, but I think it's pretty easy to remember. So I used my Kuretake watercolour paints. I did mask off the edges, so it's got a really nice crisp border on it, but the only thing was when I was removing the washi tape, it did peel the paper in a few spots, but that's okay. So yeah, I used the Kuretake watercolour paints for the background, for the grass and the sky. A few of the flowers were already sort of had like a pencil base to them, but I didn't know what pinks I was using, and I think this one here was shaded really dark. So I went in with my Derwent electric eraser and tried to lift the pigment. So this is all shaded with my Polychromos pencils. The purple here on the small, some of these small little flowers in the back. That was my last Arteza retractable gel pen. I was sent these for review a couple of years ago and they're wonderful. And yeah, it's my last one, and the colour is gorgeous. And I just thought that would look so pretty, just to break up so much pink at the top. And then it sort of pulls in a little bit of this blue here for these bluebells at the bottom. I went around them with the Artistro pink glitter paint marker again, like I did on the Lulu Mayo page. I've added some white, I think it was white jelly roll. I don't know, white jelly roll or white Posca. I think it was white jelly roll. And then, excuse me, I've also used the Light Wish Super Golden paint markers for the centre of the flowers and some of the details here around the leaves and on some of the flowers there. So you'll see that really lovely metallic shine here. I pulled in a Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic in the beautiful, I think it's like, I don't know if it's orange ink or yellow ink with orange glitter, something like that. Really, really pretty. Yeah, shaded with polys, and then I used stickles on the bumblebee's wings along with a little bit of black jelly roll glaze on some of them on their stripes. I cannot remember what colour that stickles was. It's a new one to me. Is that the colour? Yeah, Twinkle is the colour. So I put that on their wings. And then I went over the lines, the dotted lines that Rita had drawn in with a clear Jelly Roll Stardust. So yeah, I love how this turned out. I think I'm probably most proud of this page, to be quite honest. And it's really lovely to have my first double page spread done in this book. And I don't feel quite ready to put this book away yet. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if we'll maybe do something else in here for July. I'm not sure yet. I haven't picked out my books or anything to work in for July just yet. But will that go that way maybe? Okay, so that's that one. And then another Rita Berman. This is from my Mysadash-ation. This is the postcard book. And I completed this one. So let me just take this out of the sleeve for you. So this is a postcard that I completed. I started this in May, I think. And I've put on the back as well. Look, I sellotaped this. What I used. Okay, so I used the Bic Intensity markers as a base for most of it. And then I shaded with my Prismacolor pencils. there is some Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic detail on there, along with some Jelly Roll White, some Jelly Roll Clear Glaze and also metallic, some Gravy paint markers, and the Art Spirits Wizard of Oz watercolour in the colour Yellow Brick Road, and then the Renaissance watercolours in the Colour Shift Countdown to Christmas set in the colour Believe. So Believe was this beautiful, was it? Yeah, the Believe was here. There's sort of the wisps, you know, around Mount Fuji there. And then the Art Spirits Yellow Brick Road was the sun. It's absolutely beautiful, really lovely. And then I went around the cherry blossoms with the paint pen. The glaze is down here. So yeah, I really like how this turned out. I just think it looks so nice. And then I used Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic in the silver to go over the black lines here where I had put the watercolour for the wisps. And I just think it looks really pretty. I really like the colours of this one. So yeah, I've got my first page done in these two postcard books now, the Asian and the Europa. And then I did buy the Africa postcard book in June. So the next two videos that I do, one will be my completed pages for, one will be my haul video for June, and then the other one will be the pages that I would like to colour from the books and pages for July. And then last but by no means least, this is the World Literature book by the incredible Eerie. And this is a project book with the gorgeous Geordie from Geordie Colours. And also we've had another beautiful lady join us called Julianne, and she is on Instagram. She's an absolute sweetheart. So thank you both ladies so much. I'm really loving working in this book every month. So these were both whips. The first one is this page here. Oh, I've lost one of my stars. This is the Esmeralda page. Now, before Geordie and I had decided to do this as a project book together, she had already coloured this page. So I wanted to make sure that I coloured it as well, so we were at the same stage in the book. So she has been a labour of love. I don't like her scar. I think I've messed that up. I've tried fixing it so many times and I'm like, okay, I just need to walk away and call it done. So I used black Posca for the background, and then I used the Kuretake watercolour paint for the blue here, and the ground and the base for the carpet as well. I shaded this with a variety of my my Polychromos and Pablo pencils. Excuse me. I really messed up on the scarf here, so I ended up trying to fix it as best I could with a paint pen. But originally I wanted the scarf here to be the same, this beautiful green, the same as her top, and these wisps in the background. I just think it's too purple, but you know, it's done. And then I used two different kinds of gel pens that my gorgeous best friend Claire sent me for Christmas last year. These glitter gel pens, which are absolutely gorgeous, and then these like needlepoint, really inky kind of like gel pens. Yeah, really really fine tip on those. So I used those on these bits down here on her skirt and the trim on her top. I've used the Uniball Signo metallic gold for like the coins on her headscarf and her skirt, her jewellery, her earrings. And then I've used Jelly Roll metallic for the beads on her necklace. I've used the Lightwish Super Golden markers for the stems here on these on the scarf. And I think these stars were the Super Golden markers as well. And I've used the Nouveau Mermaid Parade stars again. And I used Lightwish acrylic paint pens as well, just to go over a few bits. But yeah, I don't know, this bit of the skirt is just an absolute mess, but overall I like it. I just wish I'd got more of this really beautiful sort of turquoise colour in on her. I just think it's too purple and blue heavy, but it is what it is. And then this one, this was our buddy colour page from I want to say May. I think it was from May. It was this double page spread of the library. So again, on this one, I have used the Kuretake watercolours to base the bookcase, the ground, the walls, the brickwork here. And then I did go in with my Derwent Inktense pencils on the stonework here. I really like this colour. I think that turned out really nicely. I shaded with my Polychromos pencils. I used a little bit of oh my goodness, black Jelly Roll glaze for the window frame here and a little bit around the door. I used my Uniball Signo metallic gold to put in all the details that were on those books. And also all the details that were on the door. I kind of wish I had done more with the panels on the door now, but it's done. I used an Arteza fine liner no, it wasn't Arteza, I'm so sorry, Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liner to add the more line work on her dress to sort of make it look kind of tartan. I didn't quite pull it off, but never mind. Yeah, Lightwish Super Golden markers as well. And then down here, before Julianne joined in, I wrote down here on the bookcase, project book with Geordie colours. And then just here I added two little rub-on transfers, this Birdcage and this one. Because when I was doing the bookcase, I'd smudged some of the paint here and I just wanted something to try and disguise it a little bit. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. The only thing I'm not happy with is the panels on the door, really. But overall, I'm really happy. For the month of June, I was supposed to colour this one, but I was so busy trying to get this double page spread finished and the Esmeralda page that I didn't get round to this. So I'm hoping that I can do this one and this one in July. Fingers crossed. But you know, Geordie and Julianne, they're amazing and they've been so incredibly patient. So thank you so much, ladies. I really do thoroughly appreciate you you know, with your time and your patience with me. It means a lot. So there you go, my loves. That is it. That is my completed pages for the month of June 2024. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. Take care, stay safe, my loves, and I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love. Bye.